Hi, I'm Father Jeff Chapman, the minister at St. Thomas Mission Anglican Church in Vancouver, British Columbia. And this is Answers with Father Jeff. The question today is, why does Jesus call us salt? In Matthew's Gospel, there's a long sermon of Jesus recorded in chapter 5 to 7 that we now call the Sermon on the Mount. Today I want to talk about one of the things Jesus said in Matthew 5:13. You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled under people's feet. This saying is also recorded by Mark and Luke in their Gospels. But what does it mean to be the salt of the earth? Now, people are quick to point out many of the attributes of salt. It can be used to preserve food, it adds flavor, and it can even be used for purification. These may all be part of why Jesus calls us, as his disciples, salt. But strangely, the only attribute of salt he mentions is salt losing its saltiness. Most modern readers who have even basic high school chemistry know that salt is salt, sodium chloride. So how can salt lose its saltiness? It's just not possible. People in the ancient world did not know about modern chemistry. What they did know was that there are salt deposits found naturally in various places. And even today we mine salt from huge deposits laid down eons ago. But many salt deposits are not pure. The white powder has a salty taste, but it has impurities like phosphates, sulfates, calcium, and so on. Depending on how many impurities, naturally occurring salt may be more salty or less salty. Sodium chloride, real salt, is very soluble in water, but the impurities are not. If salty powder gets damp, the salt can leach out of it, leaving behind a flavorless and therefore useless powder. This is what Jesus is talking about. In the ancient world, salt was very expensive, and so having your salt lose its saltiness was really quite a disaster. But what does Jesus mean when he says we are salt and must not lose our saltiness? We said that salt is a preservative and it adds flavor, and even ancient people knew this. The point is not the specifics of what it does, as much as the fact that it has an effect, and especially an important and positive effect. We, as God's people, are supposed to have a positive effect on the world around us. We should be making the world a better place. The problem with salt that loses its saltiness is that it has no effect. It is useless and may as well be thrown out. Jesus calling us salt in this case is not a compliment. It is a warning. Do not be assimilated into the culture around you so that you have no effect, so that you're indistinguishable from those who do not know God. As God's salt in the world, we should be making things noticeably better, bring a preservative and a flavoring. That's why Jesus calls us salt, and we must not be assimilated and lose our flavor. Have a great day.